It has been said by a Morgan Stanley study that 45% of women ages 25 to 45 will be single and childless by the year 2030. Now, we can see from that study that the reason this has been happening has been driven by many factors, such as women being more career-oriented, having more delayed marriages, having higher relationship standards, etc. Now, I do believe that all of those reasons are true, but I also believe, and this is just my opinion, that the number one reason we see this happening and why the percentage could possibly go up even more is because modern women, for whatever reason, have amped themselves up on these laughable, ridiculous, and just overall very delusional standards these days. Like I always say, it's not all women. But if you don't believe me on these modern women dating standards, I urge you to go look it up on YouTube or the internet, and you will come across hundreds of different videos of women in street interviews, podcasts, etc., talking about their standards, which usually go along the lines of,
I want a man who makes $200K a year. He has to be 6 feet tall. He has to have a great body with a six-pack. And has to eat right and be in the gym 24/7.
A few questions I have for women with standards like that is, why do so many of them feel entitled to a man like that, when another question they should be asking themselves is, what do they even bring to the table first before they can even qualify? I also wanted to mention that there has been this Zoom call that has been going viral recently, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below. And in this call, we have Kaylin Rosenberg, I believe is her name, who is a relationship counselor / matchmaker. And she's talking to this girl who is just laying all of her standards out on the table. And I'm pretty sure many can assume why this video went viral, because of her very delusional dating standards. And I actually wanted to read off some of those to you guys. And these are just a few in the very beginning that she stated, because her list just goes on and on and on, but here we go, I guess. So she had stated that she wants a man who makes 7 figures, is at least 5'10", and she said that was being very generous. She wants him to have a full head of hair. She needs him to be a Christian, but not take it too seriously, which meant she doesn't want him to always be in church every Sunday, but she also doesn't want to have arguments about religion. And then she says she wants his suits to be tailored, but with the colors that, she likes, like green and blue, so it'll match her dresses as well. And also no tattoos. And yeah, after that, the list goes on and on and on, but I very much encourage you to go and watch the full video. And you can just see throughout that entire call that the matchmaker Kaylin was trying so hard not to laugh. And you could see that she wanted to tell her the truth, but she would rather have played those mental gymnastics to make her feel like she deserved a guy like this, all for the sake of not hurting her feelings. And if you guys just want a little tidbit of how that call went, then I really hope you enjoyed this skit I made. My man should have had a 4.0 in high school and college. He should have 2 degrees. He should make 6 figures. He should go to the gym every day. He should have his teeth fixed and straight. He should look like Brad Pitt in his prime. He can only go out with his guy friends once a week. He can't be a single dad. He has to take me out on dates every other day. So after hearing all of that today, here's what I would say to you. So I think that you are a very interesting person, and you know what you want and you know just how to get it. But I think it's very important to remember that the standards we have now may or may not change over time. So it's always just important to remember that. But I do believe that if you continue to try hard enough, you will get the man of your dreams. So I believe in you. You go, girl. Now, I have heard rumors that the call was a skit or it was faked, but that doesn't excuse the fact, whether it was or it wasn't, that there are legitimately women out here who will, praise other women's unrealistic dating standards and would much rather be like, oh yeah, you go girl, like if you try hard enough, like you're gonna get what you really want. And why are we so just scared to tell them the truth? I mean, if anything, that's even worse because you're giving them false hope. And the truth is, the odds of a woman finding a man with a six-figure job, a six-pack, drives a very nice car, lives a life of luxury, lives in a nice big mansion, it's not impossible, but it's very unlikely that a majority of these women with those standards are going to get what they want. And again, I also just have to say, why are so many women these days entitled to such a life of luxury when you can have just, let's say, a regular guy who treats you right, he's loyal, he's kind, he maybe makes, let's say, 40K a year, but y'all can be happily married, living in a nice little house in the suburbs with a family. There was also a short I saw that Charlie Kirk had done in the past, and may he rest in peace, where he was talking about, when you hear women first talk about their standards these days, many of them will say, well, I want a man who's gonna make $1 million. He looks nice, he's very attractive, but that's the thing, you always hear first, it's always about material and physical features rather than, personality traits such as, well, I want my guy to have good character. I want him to be kind and loving. Also, is he gonna be a good father, a good husband? And what's also really crazy is that I haven't seen any guys really posting about their unrealistic, delusional dating standards. I mean, I'm sure there are ones out there that have them. And I mean, the odds of them finding a, whatever you want to call it, a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 woman is very unlikely as well. But from what I've seen, for the most part, many guys' standards are actually pretty simple and straightforward. Men just usually keep it simple, saying that they want a woman who is kind, loving, loyal, has self-respect, supportive, and is not out here talking to 10 other guys. Like I said, I'm sure they're out there, but for the most part, I have not seen one video of a guy on the internet talking about oh, she's got to make 6 figures. She's got to be an Instagram baddie. She's got to be up in the gym 24/7. She's only got to eat fruits and vegetables. I've also noticed that many men are usually very understanding and accepting of a woman's past. And also say, for example, if a woman worked at Burger King, the guy really wouldn't care at all. It would mainly just be about her personality and just who she is as a person. But unfortunately, the sad truth is when the roles are reversed, there's many women who won't, want to date a guy at Burger King. And not even just that. I've seen many women look down upon and turn down plumbers. A lot of these guys who work blue collar jobs. And I'm just thinking, I mean, for what? Is it just because you don't want to date a guy who gets down and dirty and just coming home all the time like that? I don't know. I've never understood it. And I've noticed from these women is that they never really say what 6-figure job they want their dream man to have, but I'm assuming that they either want him to be a CEO or $1 million, billion-dollar business owner. And I actually wanted to mention a certain group of women who I've seen standards have gone up for them as well, and that group is single mothers. Now, I know I'm probably going to get some backlash from single mothers, and I just want to say again, it's not all women and it's not all single mothers, but I have had experience working with them in the past at many of my jobs, and even know some personally. And many of them have risen their standards because they are looking for help rather than love. And the thing is that many of them really didn't have high standards in the beginning, but after the baby dad left, other things are happening where they're like broke. They've risen their standards because they want to find a man who is going to help them. So I was thinking, at this rate, with the delusional standards continuing to rise, we could possibly see the progression, accelerating to possibly 2027, 2028 of more single and childless women. And just for a little something extra for you guys, I wanted to leave another video in the description below, just a little compilation video of all of the different street interviews and shorts podcasts I was talking about with these women's delusional standards, if it's something you want to go check out. And my one last message to women with those delusional standards is you need to lower them, or you're probably going to be single forever. Because you need to stop focusing so much on the material and physical aspects and focus more on personality. And I just have to say, I've always found it kind of funny how a lot of these women who have those standards think that they're like all that in a bag of chips, and they're really not. And I mean, like me, someone who's very average, and not just about looks, it's about like focusing to improve like on yourself like daily as well. It's like, don't lose hope, like you're gonna find love one day, but you just can't be out here, especially on the internet, because now people know who you are, to where your standards are just so laughable. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say. I hope y'all enjoyed this video today. I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.